Good evening, everyone. Today is June the 5th, 2020. I would like to share with you about how do you manage your environment variable for Python applications. So let's see how it is doing. So right now, I'm mostly using Notion to take notes of all my studies. It's very convenient, and for here, when you do share or not, you can actually choose whether you want to share on the web or it's just a private document. And you can also invite people to collaborate with you on this document as well. So today, the main theme is about how do we do management of environment variables for Python applications. So the first, when I encountered this idea was actually related to productionalized machine learning application. So you can see that on this page of Tech Republic, you know, when you usually do deploy your machine learning application, right now, the state of the art is using a Docker container. So you can see that now here it's saying that, telling you how to use the .env file for Docker. So I would say if you want to deploy your machine learning application, it's a good practice that you have a .env file that stores all your environment variables. So let's take a look what is the format of this .env file. So this env file here, you can see that it's basically just like any other text file. So here is the environment variable name with all the capital letters. And then on the right-hand side of the equation are the values of the environment variables. So the concept of the environment variable is that for all those confidential and sensitive information that you don't want to disclose too publicly, you store them in as environment variables in this .env file. So for example, it could be like, in this case, it's the database name, the database user, the database password, and everything. And usually these environment variables are immutable, which means that you cannot change them. So the next one is then we can take a look how it's being handled in Python. So this is a Python command that here you do, it comes with the OS, so operating system package in Python. So when you do import OS and then you do os.env, so then it will retrieve you right now. So these are the system environment variables, right? So which is the default, comes with the operating system. So you can see that its format comes as a dictionary, so a key value pairs. So if you want to retrieve an individual environment variable, then you would just do os.env environ, and then just like any other regular dictionary, how to retrieve them. So in this case, square bracket and the key, and then it will retrieve you the value for the environment variable. And there's many other packages that also does the handling of these environment variables. So one is this environment variable called package called env. So this is its GitHub repo here. You just env, and then how it is doing is just that you can add different tricks while retrieving the environment variable. For example, you can say like there are a bunch of environment variables that have a prefix Zendesk. Then you can just do env.prefix Zendesk. Then it will retrieve all the environment variables has that same prefix and so on. So these are all the little more convenient ways for you to manage your environment variables. And the next one is how do you set your application's environment variables, right? So you can just do, say, so for say, just use the os.environ, and then this is the key of the environment variable, and then assign it a value. So just to know that these application environment variables will disappear after you close the application, but those system variables that comes default with the os.environ, so these are there to persist. But anything that is related to your session of the application, these environment variables will be gone afterwards. So so we've already talked about the .env file to store your environment variables. So these are pretty handy because a lot of the times for a big application, there are usually many environment variables to save and store. So it's usually convenient to just save all of them in this .env file. And then so therefore, you need the handle just to load them all together instead of one by one, right? That's a very straightforward management. So one thing is you just use this standard package of os.environ without any fancy package on top of it. So just like you read any text file, what you do is you open this .env file, and then you do, so this becomes a reader for the file, and then you do file.readlines. So then it's reading this environment variable file one by one, line by line. So, and then, so for example, now this line, in this file, then what you need to do is, so this line, then it's being read into the application. So now you want to just strip any irrelevant tokens. For say this one is the next line token, so strip it away, and then split this string, this line with the equal sign. So now, so this command will just split this first line into two tokens as a list, and then now you just wrap this list with two elements broken by the equal sign. So it becomes the key and value pairs, right? So you tuple it, you wrap the key and value as a tuple, and then you assign this tuple into a dictionary. And then so now this var sticked become a dictionary, the key value pairs that we would see usually as this environment variable here, this dictionary. So and then then you use the os.environ.update for this var sticked. So now this new environment variable then will be added to the default system environment variables, comes default with the OS package. So if you find this too much trouble, of course you can use many other Python libraries. So one very popular one is this .env package, and then it assumes that you have a .env file already in your application directory. And then, so you just use this one load _.env function, then it will just automatically load all the environment variables saved in the .env file. So yeah, so it comes pretty handy, but one drawback is that, per se, sometimes you do experiments on some cloud environment that has some already pre-installed PyCat packages, but sometimes it may be a trouble to install new packages or libraries onto your cloud environment. So in this case, if you, then it will be a benefit for you to just know how to use the standard way or regular way to load the env file. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So if you have any comments or thoughts or anything that you know, which is cool, feel free to comment below. And then feel free to subscribe and like. Yeah, okay, see you next time. Thanks for watching.